El 8 de diciembre de 2019, la policía realizó un control de bienestar en una casa de mi ciudad natal, Jonesboro, Arkansas, en respuesta a la desaparición de Alissa Reynolds. Alissa había hecho contacto digital con otros durante la semana previa al 8 de diciembre, pero habían pasado 5 días desde que alguien la vio viva en persona. El 2 de diciembre, las cámaras de seguridad en su lugar de trabajo, la planta de manufactura Axis en Paragould, Arkansas, captaron a Alissa saliendo de su trabajo a las 5:03 de la tarde vestida con jeans y un suéter rosa. El vecino de Alissa la vio en su sistema de vigilancia del hogar, llegando a su residencia 35 minutos después, a las 5:38 de la tarde. Esta sería la última vez que alguien vio a Alissa Reynolds con vida. La visita de control mencionada al hogar de la señora Reynolds en la noche del 8 de diciembre fue, de hecho, la segunda de ese día. Cuando los policías realizaron la primera más temprano, nadie respondió a la puerta. Sin motivo para una investigación adicional, la policía se marchó de la residencia solo para regresar esa noche. Aunque todavía no había señales de entrada forzada, los oficiales fueron recibidos por el mal olor de descomposición al acercarse a la puerta de la casa. Con justificada preocupación, las autoridades entraron en la residencia. Las siguientes imágenes de la cámara corporal muestran exactamente lo que los oficiales descubrieron al otro lado de esa puerta.
Oh, he'd been out of his house. He said he was en route to dinner.
It's a purse.
That's bad.
That's strong. You get it there, please.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this window right here. Right here by this gap.
Oh, dude, yeah. Wanna wait for him to get
Yeah,
back here?
let's let him come back here.
Oh, shit, my shoes. Well, obviously, if we get in here,
Yeah, come on.
the car's been coming and going, and she's in the bad as fuck.
Right.
You got problems.
Oh, yeah. Come here.
Come stick your nose up here to this door. Well, let's not yell about it. Foul smell. Don't smell like dog shit to me, bro.
No, that is not dog poop.
Foul.
All right, let's do this.
Don't want me to.
I don't care who does it. Go ahead.
You missed.
You missed.
Police department!
Go ahead.
Jonesboro Police! Police department!
What does that smell?
Jonesboro Police Department!
Police department, if you're in here, answer up, please.
Jason, got it right here.
Is it?
It's all blood. Oh, God, yep.
All right.
Get the dogs out. Get those dogs out. Hey! Come here, Pooch. Hey, Pooch! Get him. I don't want to...
Yeah, I'm just looking to make sure.
Get him. Get him. Go
ahead.
10:22.
Yeah, 10-7.
Let's get out. Where are the other dogs? The other dog is somewhere.
There's one right here. Come here, pup.
It should only be 2 out.
No, hey, there's one right here. It's under her.
Really?
Yes. Well, it's under the.
I wonder when the dogs kept getting over there. We're going to call you back. Who is it, McCandless?
Yeah.
We got to get it.
Hang.
I just heard something right there.
I know.
Scratching.
We need to go ahead and clear the rest.
Y'all go. I'm going to make phone calls.
Hey, have you already got it
No.
on the? Okay.
That's what I'm doing.
Police department.
Good. I'm going here.
Police department.
There's no dog right here.
Okay, I'm clear. Hey, come on, pup. Hey, it's bad.
Yeah, that's fine. Hey, it's good. Hey, dude.
Clear. Alright.
What
Out.
about the door? You said the RAC.
Come here, pup. Hey. Shh. Come here, pup.
Same. Chester and I came over here. We could smell over the we got in here. She's been covered up with blankets and pillows. She's got at least 2 blankets on her. She got what? She got, it looks like three blankets piled on top of her.
El cuerpo de Alissa había estado puesto en esa tumbona bajo múltiples mantas y almohadas durante más de unos pocos días. Llevaba puesta la misma ropa que tenía cuando se la vio salir del trabajo. Alissa todavía llevaba puesto su gafete con su nombre de la compañía Axis. Claramente, no había estado en casa mucho tiempo antes de morir, y era bastante obvio que ella no era responsable de lo que le ocurrió a él. Una autopsia reveló más tarde que la señora Reynolds había sido apuñalada 18 veces, además de haber sufrido numerosos cortes que habrían sido causados por un movimiento de cuchillada. Las heridas de puñaladas se determinaron como su causa de muerte, mientras que las lesiones en sus manos pintaban un cuadro sombrío de cómo Alissa había intentado, claramente, pero fallado, defenderse de su agresor. Aún más revelador fue el hecho de que muchas de las heridas de Alissa fueron infligidas mientras ella no se movía. Esto significa que estaba inconsciente o ya no estaba viva cuando las recibió. Quienquiera que la asesinó lo hizo con emociones muy intensas o lo disfrutó. Pero, ¿quién querría matar a Alissa Reynolds? Después de que se rascara ADN de debajo de sus uñas y se enviara para pruebas, las autoridades rápidamente comenzaron a desentrañar el misterio. Momentos después del descubrimiento del cuerpo de Alissa, los oficiales comenzaron a interrogar a su vecino, Devin Alexander.
What's up, man?
What's up?
I'm Detective Arnold, Jonesboro Police Department.
Yes, sir.
I understand y'all got some cameras.
Yes, sir.
You mind? Just go ahead.
Yeah, they're all on here.
You notice anything weird over here?
No, I haven't. But I did notice when I was watching these, like, there was a police who came at like 12, and then she came like 20 minutes after he came, and then left, and then another one came. So I don't know.
So what now?
Like, all right, so she like, there was a cop that was here, and then
Oh,
20 minutes after, she like left.
Who's left?
I don't know. Somebody. She drives a Range Rover, and it shows her Range Rover on here. But,
Okay.
like, I'm looking straight in
Did
the
you see
muzzle.
who's driving?
No. And like the thing is, like when I was coming home from work, I saw the Range Rover like by me, but like this has nothing to do with this. But like one of her like her or somebody hit my dent, like the door. That's why there's a dent in it. And so I was just like, we don't like look at each other because I try not to like make her think I'm mad at her or whatever.
Okay.
I mean, I am, but anyway, so I didn't look who was actually in the car.
Right.
But like someone was there, and they like left like instantly. So,
Okay. And you said that was around today?
Yeah, I got off at 2:15, so it would have been like anywhere. Like, she's been here like, or whoever was driving the Range Rover, like, I don't know. I can like even show you her following me because this camera picks up as soon as it sees like movement.
Okay. Yeah. And when I say all those videos, I mean every one of those videos.
Like here's me pulling it, and then whoever that is behind me. And that's what she drives. So I don't know if
Okay.
that's her or not, but you can't see. Like she drives, pulls up too far enough where you can't see.
Do they go into the garage or anything? Do they normally pull into the
Oh
garage?
yeah, they always. Yeah, she always parks in the
Okay.
garage. When I got out, it was gone. So
And I know you know them since y'all ran into each other, literally. Have you seen anything unusual, though?
same thing. Every
When's
now
the last
and then.
time you seen? Who lives with her? Who lives at that house?
We have no.
Okay.
I just know it's like her, and then like dudes come in and out every now and then. Like I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many vehicles do you know what they normally drive over there? What kind of vehicles are that are normally there?
The Range Rover, the van, that's white van, and the car that hit mine, which is like a green small SUV.
Small green SUV. Who was driving that?
When it hit us, we got a building hitting us, and we have no idea who's driving it. That's why we couldn't get it like fixed like that.
Oh, okay.
So we don't know who it is.
So they backed into your driveway.
Like you see where that police car was right there? They
Yeah.
backed all the way out from that driveway, hit my car that was sitting right there. So
Okay.
I don't know.
And you have that video?
Yeah.
Can you send that to me
Yeah, I
also?
can send that to you also.
Yeah, if you'll work on sending all those to me, I greatly appreciate it.
Devin Alexander, un estudiante de último año y jugador de fútbol americano del equipo varsity en mi antigua escuela secundaria, Nettleton, describió ver el coche de Alissa entrando y saliendo toda la semana, incluyendo cuando salía de la residencia unos 20 minutos después de que los policías realizaran su primer control de bienestar ese día. De hecho, tiene cámaras de movimiento que lo capturaron todo. Pero dado que el cuerpo de Alissa claramente había estado en la casa durante días, alguien más debió haber estado conduciendo su vehículo. Devin también divulga información sobre cuán recientemente Alissa o alguien relacionado con Alissa chocó su coche, dejando dejando una bolladura en él. Ha visto el vehículo de Alissa entrar y salir toda la semana, pero como siempre está estacionado en el garaje, no está seguro de quién lo ha estado conduciendo. Sin embargo, menciona a otro vecino que puede dar una descripción de quién estaba al volante del Range Rover de Alissa. La policía se dirige a la residencia de los Richardson para averiguar qué saben.
Jonesboro Police Department. How you doing?
What's up, man? Good morning.
Detective Arnold, Jonesboro Police Department.
David Richardson, nice to meet you.
How you doing? Miss Richardson on the phone?
Yes. You come in, sit down.
Well, sorry we're intruding on you.
Well, we're not resting now.
I understand. It's a ordeal. But like I said, I'm Detective Brian Arnold. I want to know. I know an officer's talked to you earlier today. I say earlier, like earlier this evening. Yeah, just for a couple. But I was going to talk to you a little bit. I'm the investigator on this. Why can't you tell me about who lives next door to you?
Can't tell you anything about the guy that's in it.
What guy?
I don't know what he looks like even.
I guess it's her boyfriend. We hadn't seen Alissa in a while. Usually, I work out in my yard all the time.
Okay.
And I know the police officer next door, across the street, he works out in his yard and in his house all the time. Usually, Alissa comes in the afternoon, like when she gets off work. Well, here, I'm getting old now, man.
I understand.
But it's getting to the point where she had, a few months ago, she had lost her job. I think she got laid off.
Okay.
And
where was she working? Do you know?
where's that place she's working at?
It's human resource, but I can't
Somewhere, human resource somewhere. I can't.
In Jonesboro or somewhere else?
I know.
Okay, and that's fine.
But anyway,
I'm the neighbor that ditches everybody and hides.
she
Say what?
I'm the neighbor that ditches everybody and hides, so I know just enough.
well, she don't get off work till late anyway.
Okay.
So she don't really know what goes on.
I mean, we've been friendly, you know
Right,
what I'm saying.
I understand.
And I don't wish anything bad on anybody.
No, I understand.
I can't give you a whole lot of details of what I'm saying.
That's fine.
But she this dude, I didn't know this guy, but I never said anything to him. He never said anything to me. He drove a white van.
Okay.
He drove there was a blue Chevrolet Blazer, and he drove looked like a little black tracker. Those three vehicles, the vehicles that I saw over there. But I never talked to the dude. And I don't even know if the dude even worked, because when I leave, go to work at 4:30 in the morning. That white van, sometimes it'd be in the middle of the driveway, and I thought that was kind of awkward, but I never said anything. And I hadn't seen Alissa leave or go in a while. But I know, when you live here, you don't pay attention to things.
I understand.
And then the other day, she was at work, and she didn't get off till like 7 o'clock, 6:30, 7 o'clock.
PM, AM.
In the evening, late in the evening.
Okay.
Yeah, PM. And I was sitting here, my doorbell rang, and it was the girl that lived next to her.
Okay.
Right over
there.
Right
With
in the
the-
center of the cove.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Mustang.
Yeah.
She come over here and said, "Hey, have you seen this girl next door or anything?" I said, "No, I hadn't seen her." She had her daughter with her. I said, "No, I didn't see her." And she says, well, she said, not too long ago, she's got a camera on her thing. And she said, that dude that stays there, he ran into my son's car. And he ran into it. She showed me the video. I sat there and watched it. He backed into it, hit it, took off. He left. Like, he didn't even acknowledge it. And she said she went over there and she told Alissa, she said, "Hey," she says, "I want to show you the guy that stays here. He hit my son's car and he took off." She said, "Well, I don't know nothing about it. I was asleep." That's all she said. And
What day was that?
It was before
before Thanksgiving.
Okay, before Thanksgiving.
But I can't tell you.
That's fine. That's fine.
And she said that the girls was more worried about Alissa had some UPS. I don't know if it was from UPS for packages. I'm talking about big boxes, and they had set them right there in their front, right in their front, right there. And she said, "Do you think I ought to go get the boxes, and so nobody won't steal them?" I said, "Look, if she told you that, that I wouldn't mess with her box. If I leave longer, I don't want you getting in trouble.
Right.
That's what I told the girl. But that girl had that on the video, and she had that on the video where the state trooper drove up. A state trooper. It was a state trooper and I want to say a fire truck.
I think
Drove up
that's
that
the day that she came over to talk to you was the day that the trooper.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, the day that she came, that girl over in that house right there, come over and talk to me, was the day that a state trooper and a fire truck was at her house, and she was wondering what was going on. So that's weird. Well, when the policeman come over and was talking to me, and she had reminded me, she said, "Hey, did you tell me a state trooper?" I said, "Yeah, because when I went up to the gym, there's a friend of mine that lived down here." She told me, she said, "Hey, David," she said, "me and Don, we was leaving the house today. We saw a state trooper and a fire truck coming down your street. And we saw it turn down in your, we thought it might have been, they were going to your house, but we knew y'all was at work." And it was weird because that girl told me the same. She got it on her video camera at her house.
And what was that? The same day?
Yeah, pretty much just the same day.
I think it was the same day that the next door neighbor came over to talk to him.
Yeah, I think it was pretty much the same day.
Okay.
But she's got it on her camera.
Okay, so what day was that roughly?
It was probably on, man.
Was it like 2 weeks ago? We're talking about
About a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks ago.
I'm thinking it was about 2 weeks ago.
Something like that.
And the only reason because I started looking, I got to thinking, I'm like, I hadn't seen her or heard nothing from her. And usually I would at least hear the dogs or something.
The dog's always over there barking.
And so I got on Facebook to look to see if she had posted anything, and she hadn't. And then when I went back and looked, I noticed she had posted like from her. It looked like at Thanksgiving from her family's. So I was like, oh well, okay, she's just probably gone or did. And I told David, I said it was real weird because just a few days ago when I pulled, and I don't talk to anybody over here hardly.
Right.
I mean, I stay to myself.
I understand. I'm a recluse.
And so I pulled in, and when I was pulling in, waiting for the garage door open, I looked, and one of those vehicles was over there, the blue one. And it was in the middle of the driveway, and I was like, for some reason, I felt like, man, I should go over there and check on her, or I should call somebody and I don't know why I felt that way. I didn't do it. But I had, you know what I'm saying?
I do.
That feeling.
And what day was that?
That was, I want to say Thursday or Friday.
That dude's bad news, though.
I have no clue. I was at home watching 13 Reasons Why. I'm trying to figure out who everybody is. And,
You don't think we got anything to worry about over here, though, do you?
no, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
That dude, I think he might call. Listen, what I'm saying is, listen, her choice of guys, she's been through them. She just ran through them. And all the ones that she can have, they ain't been worth nothing. I told her one day, I said, I don't know why you attracting them kind of guys. I said, but you need to get you some new friends or something. Because them dudes that half of them don't work. She's always hurt. I don't know.
When's the last time y'all have seen Alissa?
It was when it was warm, summertime, when it was warm. The last time I just seen her.
Like, I mean, when was the last time you seen her? Have seen her last 2 weeks or anything?
No.
Okay. Have you seen her cars coming and going?
I seen her car.
Okay. When was the last time you seen her
The last time I seen her car was I think it was Friday. He was driving.
Okay.
He was pulling up. I was leaving out here. It was in the afternoon. I had got off. Let's see. I came home and the car wasn't there. And it was, I had dropped some stuff off here at the house, and I was leaving. I was pulling out here out of the cold. Got to the stop sign. He was pulling in. I waved because I thought it was her. And it was him. It looked like he had a bunch of stuff in the car.
About what time was that?
It was in the afternoon. It was probably around 4, 3, somewhere around in there.
3 to 4?
Something like that.
You drove past him?
Yeah, drove past.
And was he coming toward the house?
Yep, he was driving her car.
Because you thought it was her.
Yeah, I thought that's the only reason I waited, if I thought it was her.
Alright. Anything else?
About a month ago, I heard something in the evening.
That's what she told me.
I swear
She asked me if I heard it.
I told David, I said it sounded like something going on.
Okay.
And I was like, did you? And he usually can hear everything, and I can't. And I just asked him, I said, did you just hear something? He said, oh, baby, it's the TV. I said, I don't think it was the TV. But, you know, I listened
She
to
was
it. I
in the
didn't
back.
hear anything
Okay.
else.
She was in the back.
So about a month ago, back in November.
About a month ago.
Okay.
And that may or may not help you any.
Well, I mean, it does set up some stuff for us.
El señor Richardson había visto el coche de Alissa regresar a casa el viernes 6, 4 días después de que se la viera con vida por última vez, solo que Alissa no estaba conduciendo su coche. Y el sistema de vigilancia del hogar de al lado captó más que solo su llegada a casa del trabajo el 2 de diciembre. De hecho, justo antes de que Alissa llegara en su Range Rover blanco del 2016, un Chevy Tahoe de color oscuro salió de su casa. El vehículo pertenecía a un hombre llamado Sean Cohn. Sean era el novio con el que Alissa convivía. Este es el tipo que el señor Richardson describió como malas noticias. El mismo hombre que recientemente chocó al Mustang de Devon Alexander antes de irse como si nada hubiera pasado. Y eso definitivamente suena a malas noticias. Cuando Alissa llegó a casa del trabajo el 2 de diciembre, estacionó su Range Rover en el garaje a las 5:38 de la tarde y 10 minutos después se vio a Sean Cohn regresando a la casa a pie. Un poco más de una hora después, a las 7 de la tarde, se observa que el Range Rover de Alissa sale de reversa del garaje y se va. Testigos confirmaron más tarde que Sean efectivamente conducía el vehículo y se le vio llegar solo al Elks Lodge en Jonesboro. De hecho, a Sean lo expulsaron del Elks esa noche debido a cargos pendientes de robo. Parece que el establecimiento no quería a alguien como él merodeando. ¿Y quién puede culparlos? Atropello y fuga y robo no son exactamente actividades que construyen el carácter. Se podría describir esto como no muy cristiano de su parte. Más tarde se observó a Sean llegar de nuevo a la residencia de Alissa a las 9:59 de la noche, después de pasar por una tienda y comprar cerveza. No estoy seguro en qué tienda se detuvo, pero sé que la ciudad de Jonesboro está en un condado seco. Esto significa que no puedes comprar alcohol en ningún lugar que no tenga una licencia privada para servirlo. Así que Sean debió haber conducido el vehículo de Alissa hasta el límite del condado. Pero cuando el cuerpo de Alissa fue descubierto en la noche del 8, Sean Cohn no estaba por ningún lado. Pero ya sabemos que el coche de Alissa salió de la casa poco después de la visita de bienestar esa tarde. Y dado que no podía ser Alissa conduciendo porque había estado muerta en la casa durante días, los policías necesitaban encontrar a Sean Cohn de inmediato. Y para ser justos con las autoridades, realizaron esta tarea rápidamente, aunque fue por los pelos. No se sabe exactamente cómo lo descubrieron, pero el Range Rover de Alissa fue encontrado muy dañado y estacionado a 1 hora de distancia en el Aeropuerto Internacional de Memphis, en Tennessee. Sean había dejado la ciudad y el estado, y obviamente lo había hecho ese día. De hecho, según todos los informes, Sean todavía estaba en la casa con el cuerpo de Alissa cuando la policía hizo su primera revisión de bienestar, pero ahora se dirigía a Key West, Florida. Estoy seguro de que cuando su avión despegó, él pensó que estaba libre, listo para dejar atrás lo que ocurrió en Jonesboro. Pero justo después de que su avión aterrizó en Florida, las autoridades estaban esperando y lo detuvieron de inmediato. De hecho, lo capturaron en la pista. Sean ni siquiera llegó al aeropuerto como un hombre libre. Pero la investigación no había terminado. Después de todo, ¿qué tenía que decir Sean sobre el asesinato de Alissa Reynolds? Bueno, la policía estaba a punto de intentar averiguarlo.
Detective Arnold with the Jonesboro Police Department.
So last paragraph of the waiver of your rights, it says, I read this statement of my rights, and I understand what my rights are. I'm willing to make this statement and answer questions. I do not want a lawyer at this time. Understanding of what I'm doing, no promises or threats have been made to me, and no pressure or coercion of any kind has been used against me. So, I need you to initial right there, sign down there.
Well, I'm not answering questions without my attorney,
Okay.
so still initial these and not that.
Whatever you want to do. So are you saying you want your attorney here?
Yes,
Okay. You're done.
because I don't even know details. Not even been told anything.
Well, that's what we were going to talk about, but I couldn't really talk to you about it without that, so.
I'm not talking about attorney.
You go ahead and end this at 8:36. They'll escort you back.
Entonces, Sean Cohn inmediatamente consiguió un abogado. Ahora podrías estar pensando, ¡qué cobarde! Eso debe significar que es culpable. Pero la verdad es que, haya hecho algo malo o no Sean, lo más inteligente que podría haber hecho por sí mismo es solicitar un abogado. De hecho, cualquiera que se encuentre en la misma situación que Sean, ahora mismo debería hacer exactamente lo mismo. Y no estoy defendiendo a los malos aquí. Es lo mejor que puede hacer un buen tipo también. En el momento en que te están interrogando como sospechoso en un crimen, deberías protegerte inmediatamente pidiendo un abogado. Inocente o culpable. Recuerda, todo lo que digas no solo puede, sino que será utilizado en tu contra en un tribunal de justicia. La policía no está allí para ser tu amiga. No tienen interés en asegurarse de que el mundo te vea bajo una mejor luz. Su trabajo es resolver un caso y obtener una confesión. Incluso cuando las autoridades tienen todas las pruebas que necesitan y claramente indican culpabilidad, todavía lucharán para que un sospechoso hable y se confiese. Es un juicio más rápido, más barato para la ciudad y hace que el departamento parezca muy profesional. Bien. Tal como vimos en nuestro caso anterior sobre Gail Spencer, la policía tenía todo antes de realizar un interrogatorio, incluso evidencia en video y extractos bancarios. Pero para ellos, obtener esa confesión es la guinda del pastel. Si te están interrogando como sospechoso de un crimen, significa que ya creen que tuviste algo que ver con él. Ser interrogado como testigo es algo totalmente diferente. Pero cuando te leen tus derechos antes del interrogatorio, lo mejor que puedes hacer es pedir un abogado y no responder más preguntas si sabes lo que te conviene, especialmente si eres inocente. No hay vergüenza en protegerte y ejercer tus derechos. Recuerda, Sachen an del Noten sin. Recuerda, los policías no tienen que decirte la verdad y mentirán sobre las pruebas. Incluso te dirán que tu amigo en la sala de al lado está diciendo tu nombre solo para hacer que menciones el suyo. Los interrogatorios policiales a un sospechoso nunca favorecen al sospechoso. Por eso es crucial buscar asesoría legal primero cuando eres inocente. No me malinterpretes. Estoy feliz cuando un sospechoso culpable habla y acaba en una celda. De hecho, nada me alegra más. Bien por los oficiales que logran que esto suceda. Nunca voy a apoyar a los malos en las entrevistas policiales. Quiero que estén fuera de las calles y que se incriminen tanto como sea posible. Creo que la mayoría comparte esta opinión. Pero, ¿por qué hablan con la policía cuando no tienen que hacerlo y no les beneficia en nada? Después de todo, hay tantos videos de análisis de interrogatorios en línea hoy en día que pensarías que la mayoría de la gente sabría mejor. Entonces, ¿por qué hablar con la policía? Bueno, en mi opinión, la respuesta es bastante simple. Tú y yo probablemente nunca vamos a ser culpables de los horribles crímenes cubiertos en este canal, pero muchos de los que lo son mucho más propensos a poseer cualidades narcisistas o incluso patrones de comportamiento antisociales que les llevan a creer falsamente que pueden hablar para eliminar las sospechas. A menudo creen que pueden irse a casa hablando porque muchos de estos sospechosos culpables creen que son mejores que todos en la sala. El narcisismo y los trastornos de personalidad antisocial a menudo conllevan delirios grandiosos. Muchas de estas personas tienden a tener un sentido de autoimportancia muy inflado, especialmente aquellos que luego son considerados delincuentes habituales. Los infractores reincidentes habituales son a menudo sociópatas. Por eso muchos de los culpables de los crímenes más atroces tienden a pensar que pueden burlar a la policía, pero es extremadamente difícil burlar la evidencia. Pero no estamos contentos de que tantos sospechosos culpables terminen hablándose a sí mismos hasta la tumba. Eso saca a los malos de la calle y ciertamente hace que sea una revisión convincente y fascinante más tarde. Pero en cuanto al caso de Sean Cohn, aunque hizo lo correcto al solicitar un abogado de inmediato, eso no significa que no haya hecho nada malo. Entonces, aparte de un chico con el que solía trabajar mi antiguo compañero de casa durante un tiempo en el pasado, ¿quién es Sean Gregory Cohn?
El hombre acusado de matar a Alissa Reynolds en Jonesboro compareció hoy en el tribunal. Recordarán que Sean Cohn fue arrestado en Florida. Esta noche echamos un vistazo al historial criminal de Cohn en esta investigación de Region 8 News. Los antecedentes penales de Cohen comenzaron hace 7 años, en el año 2012, en el condado de Baxter. Nuestros registros muestran que los agentes lo arrestaron bajo sospecha de defraudar a un acreedor asegurado y por robo de propiedad. Los investigadores lo acusaron de vender su casa flotante por $275,000 antes de pagó el préstamo del barco. Este caso tomó años en el sistema judicial, hasta 3 años después, cuando Cohen negoció una declaración de culpabilidad. Un juez le ordenó pagar más de $191,000 en restitución y otras tarifas, pero al 20 de noviembre de este año, Cohen no había realizado un pago de restitución al banco desde agosto. Y antes de esa revelación, en noviembre, un juez de hecho lo acusó en septiembre por un robo superior a $5,000, después de que la policía dijera que cobró más de $17,000 en cheques robados. Esos cheques estaban hechos a nombre de contratistas de pisos de Arkansas. incluyendo uno del distrito escolar de Paragould. Eso nos lleva a este último caso, un asesinato. Los documentos del tribunal dicen que Cone estaba saliendo con Alissa Reynolds y viviendo en su casa. La policía la encontró en el sofá después de haber estado muerta durante días. Se enteraron de que Cone podría haber estado viajando a Florida, lo que llevó a las autoridades federales y locales a trabajar juntas para arrestarlo cuando su avión aterrizó en Key West. Apareció en el tribunal hoy, donde un juez fijó una fianza de $5 millones solo en efectivo.
Parece que Sean tenía un poco de historial, y veo algunas infracciones por exceso de velocidad que datan de los años 90 e incluso un cargo por contribuir a la delincuencia de un menor de 1995. Luego, en 2013, también aceptó un cargo por conducir sin seguro de responsabilidad civil, junto con uno por etiquetas vencidas y falta de registro. Pero, ¿qué hay de ese barco que mencionó el reportero? Según los documentos policiales, Sean vendió un barco a una pareja en 2011. Aproximadamente un año después, esa pareja llegó a casa y encontró su embarcación encadenada con una nota que decía contactar al banco. Resulta que se debían aproximadamente $260,000 en ese barco. Bote. Sean obviamente había financiado el vehículo para comprarlo y luego lo vendió sin pagar la hipoteca, así que él tenía el dinero mientras la pareja inocente tenía el bote sin que ellos lo supieran, la deuda de $250,000 más adeudada sobre él. Sobre eso. Ahora, eso definitivamente no es algo que Jesús haría, y para empeorar las cosas, se supo más tarde que Sean había hecho lo mismo con otros 2 barcos. Un par de años después, en 2015, se declaró culpable y recibió una condena de 192 meses o 16 años en prisión por los problemas que causó. Eso es mucho tiempo para que te roben el pan de maíz por un par de barcos. Y solo había cumplido un día cuando recibió la sentencia, así que debió haber salido por buen comportamiento después de unos años, porque el 24 de noviembre de 2019, el 15 de noviembre, solo días antes de que Alissa fuera vista con vida por última vez, fue acusado de conducir bajo los efectos del alcohol, tener un contenedor abierto en un vehículo, no tener seguro de responsabilidad y no registrar el vehículo. Luego, 2 días después, el 26 de noviembre, fue impactado con un cargo de falta de comparecencia por faltar al tribunal por los cargos mencionados. Esto debe haber sido alrededor del tiempo en que Sean chocó su automóvil contra el Mustang de Devon Alexander. Me pregunto qué afectó la visión de Sean y causó un error de juicio tan drástico que pensó que una fuga era la solución. Uno podría imaginar que un poco de valor líquido podría haber hecho el trabajo. Y no olvidemos que, durante este tiempo, Sean tenía algunos cargos pendientes, o al menos algunas acusaciones de robo que causaron que lo expulsaran de los Elks el 2 de diciembre. La vida de Sean estaba claramente desmoronándose por sus propias manos inestables, conduciendo hasta el asesinato de su novia, Alissa Reynolds, una novia cuyo cuerpo había estado habitando. Pero hablemos de lo que Sean tenía consigo cuando la policía lo detuvo en Florida. Dentro de la mochila azul que las autoridades le confiscaron a Sean, encontraron $5,500 en efectivo, algo de moneda extranjera, billetes de $2, cuadernos, un iPad y un documento titulado Países sin tratado de extradición con Estados Unidos. Cuba estaba listada como uno de esos.
Miscellaneous credit cards in the name of Alissa Reynolds and his name. There's some of hers and some of his.
Aunque Sean Cone se negó a hablar con la policía sobre una entrevista formal, más tarde se declararía no culpable, pero no fue el único al que las autoridades interrogaron sobre los eventos previos al descubrimiento del cuerpo de Alissa, y aquí es donde las cosas se complican aún más. Escalofriante. Aunque no se había visto a Alissa desde el 2 de diciembre, estaba en contacto digital con varias personas después de esa fecha, hasta el día en que se encontró su cuerpo. Mientras lo que estás a punto de ver no es un metraje de Sean Cone en sí, no es menos impactante que si lo fuera. Esta primera entrevista fue realizada con la amiga de Alissa, Lori Alp.
When was the last time you talked to her?
Like her person?
Seen her.
Last Friday. We all 3 met up.
Okay. When was the last time you talked to her on the phone?
To, like, heard her voice?
Yes.
I haven't.
Hadn't talked to her since? When was the last time you received a text from her?
This afternoon.
Today?
All day.
Okay. When was the last time you received a text that you knew it was from her?
All week, we've been suspicious. Starting like Monday, things just haven't seemed right all week. She has said some things that did sound like her, but she's just been distant, I guess, is what I'm. Okay. Well, I mean, we send 100, 200 texts a day, and then this week it's been much fewer. So we've even said, Alyssa, are you okay? Is everything okay?
You say 100, 200 texts. Is that just you and her, or is that
In our group message.
Okay.
Well, it's just me and April and Alyssa in a group message. We text from 6 a.m. If we've not heard from someone at 6 a.m., we assume they're sick. Like Thursday, she said, I've had a mandatory fire extinguisher training pretty much all day. Talk about a headache. Like that. How do you do a training on a fire extinguisher all day long? It's just been...
What did you get today?
Today. The typical good morning. We talked about going to church. And here's where we started seeing things were off. We talked about going to church, and then she said, I planned on going, but didn't. I've been worthless today. And then I said, did you do anything yesterday? And she said, no, I was a couch cushion until later, and then had to do dad's stuff. And then later on, she said, well, I'm on my way to my dad's. And it just wasn't making sense. But it just, so then when I started saying, April and I were together at that point, and we thought something was odd, and maybe her friend Dana had called us and said she didn't show up to meet me yesterday. She was supposed to meet Dana at noon on Saturday.
Dana.
Watkins, she's on her way here. She kept putting Dana off and then told Dana that something happened with her dad and that she couldn't come.
Okay. What were they going to do yesterday? Do you
Go
know?
to Batesville. And she said, I'm on my way back from my dad now. And I said, but you just said you were being worthless on the couch. I said, do you want to meet us for a drink? She said, I'm 15 to 20 minutes away. And then she never showed up. Then she said she was stuck behind a wreck. And then 2 hours went by and I called. And someone answered and hung up. I called right back, someone answered and hung up. And then she said, my phone's on 1%. And then she said, here I come. And I'm almost there. I'm on Stadium. And that's whenever... I said, I'm giving her 15 minutes. I'm going to tell her we're sending out a search party, and I'm going to call dispatch. And she said, I was in a wreck. I'm at St. Bernard's, but we called St. Bernard's, and she...
That's today?
Mm-hmm. That was her reasoning for not meeting us. And there was no accident report either. Officer Schill checked on that.
And what's her boyfriend's name? Or
Sean Cone.
so that time you saw him?
Oh, I've not seen him in weeks.
Okay.
But he was seen Friday at Chili's. And that the girl that saw him, he was in Alyssa's car. It's on her way here too.
He was by himself?
Yes. Megan said that he was there when they got there. They had appetizers, their meal, and left, and he was still there.
Okay. Was it the bar? Or?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He was kicked out of, voted suspended from the Elk Lodge on Monday.
Okay.
He was seen at the Elk Lodge on Monday and was voted to suspend his membership.
You know what?
Because of all of his behaviors, getting arrested and things. We only allow members of good standing. She was supposed to meet Whitney Holmes on Wednesday and didn't show up for that, but only canceled via text also, and said that she had to go to a meeting at the Elks for Sean out, and that didn't happen. Was a meeting on Wednesday. So I'm assuming that was probably him. Things have just not felt right all week long with her behaviors. And then especially whenever everyone started talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I even said on Tuesday, you've been really quiet today. And all week I've just been binge watching Hallmark, which she does that. But I think Sean knows that she would do that, and he would say that.
She was supposed to work this week? Or?
As far as we know, she is at work all week.
Okay. We'll check on that. Anything else?
No, I'm scared of him.
Yeah. What was that police report picture?
Oh, because he got he diamond ditched from Sumo, and April saw the police report. He got drinks and ate and then left.
Wow.
Are you aware of his history?
No.
So he's a felon. Has been out, I don't know exactly how long. But then Alyssa's been paying his bills. paying his restitution. Is that what it's called? She's had to pay that for him. She's kind of financially been supporting him off and on for the last year and a half.
How long have they been together?
Off and on the last year and a half. He was living with her, but then they've been broken up probably 6 months or so. But as we've all been talking, I think that he has been secretly staying there, and she's had a told body. He got a DWI a few weeks ago, and then a failure to appear for his court date. I think last week maybe, or 2 weeks ago. And then he had this down a ditch thing, so that kind of had quick right now. But he is a felon on probation or whatever it's called.
You started telling me about Alyssa's dad.
Okay, yeah. So Alissa fills his pillbox every Friday.
Okay.
Dad called her. Sean answered and said she's at work. I'm changing the battery in her car. So Dad, he has her garage code in case she's still at work, where he can just leave his pillbox in the house. The garage code wouldn't work. This is 2 days ago Friday. Garage code. So he left it outside on the porch. He called back on Saturday, and Sean answered again and said that Alissa was with Dana. And Dana was already, Alissa didn't show up to meet Dana either.
That's when they were basically at.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So Dad went to the house, the pillbox was filled, and sat outside, and he picked it up and left.
Sean said he was changing her battery?
On Friday. I did send a text at 4:30.
Today?
When we kept calling and she wasn't answering. And I said, Alissa, we've checked and you're not in the ER. Your dad's not seeing you, near as Dana. This is Sean with her phone. It's a good time to tell the truth. And so,
No reply.
Which is why I got scared, because Adam said, well, he knows you know what's going on now. But
La siguiente entrevista fue con Dana Watkins, amiga de Alissa, y partes de su testimonio son aún más estremecedoras que las de Lori.
Where do you fit in this picture?
I'm the one that figured out something was messed up today. Okay. She and I was supposed to go to Batesville yesterday.
Okay.
To go to a 31 meeting. It's like a direct sales thing. I said, do you want me to come pick you up, or do you want to come over here at my house? She said she'll come to my house. And 12:03, she texted me and said, hey, I'm getting my dad's meds ready, but I'll be there as soon as I get them done. Because she puts pills in her dad's box for me every week or something. And I said, that's fine. I'm putting on my makeup and I'm not in any rush. Well, I was piddling around the house, and next thing I knew, it was 1 o'clock. And I thought, that's not 12-ish. And so I texted her, I said, are you on the way? And she said, I'm leaving the house right now. And I sat there for about 10 more minutes. I said, if you don't get here in 15 minutes, we're going to be late. And I had called her at some point, and it always goes to voicemail. After I waited about those 10 more minutes, she texted me, and it's this big long text that says, hey, I was on my way, but I'm on the phone with my dad. He was acting funny, and so I finally got it out of him that he's fallen hurt. He's hurt his hip. And so I'm turning around to go to my dad's, and he lives like in Cherry Valley or something. And I won't be able to take Batesville with you, I'm sorry. And I said, okay, well, that's fine. Just keep me posted on how he is. And I mean, this could have really happened, the messy part of it. And she said, well, I think he's fine, just bruised, but I'm going to take him to Thursday to the doctor just to make sure. And of course, all these things I'm thinking today, you would have brought him to Jonesboro, closer, probably. So anyway, so supposedly they were filling out paperwork and didn't get the hell out of there, according to the text. Again, no, she'll never answer the phone or anything. And later that night, I said, well, who's going to stay with your dad tonight? You know, he's 70-something years old and both was hurt of hip. She said, I don't know, I might. Or she said, you know, basically like, I need a drink. I said, well, you can come by here. Who knows when we'll get home from there or whatever.
Right.
And so at that point she said, I need 5 gallons of wine and a straw. Well, that wasn't quite like saying I need a glass of wine or 3 or 4, but it was just a little off, you know what I'm saying? So anyway,
This was all yesterday?
That was all yesterday until last night. And that next morning, I said, "Are you alive?" Because I was waiting. She just never responded to me or the other girl. Okay, so this morning at 8, I said, "Did you end up staying at your dad?" "Well, yeah, unfortunately I did. It's not what I planned, but I did." And she says, "I'm having coffee now, but I'll call you when you get on the road." So it gets to be 9 o'clock and everything, and I'm calling her, nothing. Get out of church about 10:30, call her, nothing. And about 12-ish, she finally said, "Well, I ended up," or who was the person? "I ended up cooking breakfast when she don't cook. And then I went out and got some groceries for my dad made soup. Even though it wasn't very good, I made the soup." So then at that point, I Facebook messaged April and I said, "Have you seen Alissa or heard from her in the last couple days?" And she's like, "No, just some text." So then I messaged her sister, Alissa's sister, on the thing, and I said, Have you heard or talked to your sister?" Because I thought if the dad fell yesterday, she would have found her.
Right.
No, not in about a week. I mean, we all just started comparing stories because at this point, this person is texting it from her phone, from Alissa's phone, up until about 2:45 today. But at some point, she would try to call because I was like, "I want to hear your voice." She called, her number called me, nothing. It's her real number, her personal number, the same one that's fake texting me all day. Then she immediately texts and says, "Well, I dropped my phone and apparently no one can hear me." And then she goes down the road. She does that to her sister. She does that to April, to whoever else. Mm-hmm. So I just knew, that's just not like her. Anyway, all that stuff went on all day long. She supposedly had a wreck, supposedly going to go see them at Buffalo Wild Wings. All these different excuses. And finally, she says, "Oh, I could come see you in a minute," which this guy that we think it is, he's been to our house before for dinner. So I was like, I had already put my car in the garage and my husband wasn't there, and I had our gun on the table just in case. I said, "I'm not home, I'm out shopping, and Steve's home." So then the few little minutes later, she says, "Do you want to meet for drinks and appetizers later?" Which 10 years ago, I was in that crowd, but I mean, I'm a married lady now, I don't do that. And much, occasionally, but I said, and I never wrote back. And a little bit later, finally, everybody's comparing stories, and this person's telling them all these different things. She wrote back, question mark, question mark, question mark. This is 2-something. And I went back and I said, "Your dad hadn't seen you." By this time, her sister Stacy and I were talking on the phone. She finally called her dad to verify this fake falling story and all this. She's telling me that her daddy called yesterday. Alissa's son, Sean, answered and told her daddy that Alissa was with Dana in Batesville.
En la entrevista final, vamos a escuchar a alguien llamada Stephanie Fagley. Ella conoció a Sean a finales de los años 80, principios de los años 90, mientras trabajaba en Cuartos, una licorería en Augusta, Arkansas. Salieron por un tiempo, pero Stephanie temía que Sean no fuera del tipo que se tomara la relación en serio. Así que lo terminó, pero mantuvo una buena relación con él. Años después, alrededor de 2013, ella y Sean volvieron a estar en contacto después de enlazarse a través de Face. Terminó en una relación con Sean de nuevo, solo que esta vez las cosas eran lo suficientemente serias como para que la pareja se mudara junta. Sean había pasado por un divorcio y estaba en medio de sus problemas de fraude con el bote durante este tiempo. Stephanie dijo que los dos terminaron alrededor de 2017, pero permanecieron en contacto. Podrías estarte preguntando qué tiene que ver un viejo amor de Sean con el asesinato de Alissa Reynolds. Bueno, la última persona que Sean visitó antes de ir a Florida fue Stephanie, y fue solo unas horas antes de que subiera al avión. La noche después de que Sean se fue sin pagar en sumo, tras pedir sushi y beber 7 cervezas, Stephanie le envió un mensaje a Alissa después de ver un informe del crimen de Sean en alguna parte. Sumo había llamado a la policía para informar sobre las acciones de Sean, y ella estaba preocupada de que se hubiera metido aún más en... Stephanie afirma que un par de minutos después de enviarle un mensaje a Alissa, recibió una llamada desde el número de Alissa. Las dos habían hablado por teléfono antes, pero su comunicación generalmente se mantenía en mensajes. Cuando Stephanie contestó, fue saludada por la voz de Sean. Ella le dijo que no debería estar usando el teléfono de Alissa. Sean le dijo que Alissa estaba desmayada por el alcohol. Y la fecha en que esto ocurrió fue el 2 de diciembre de 2019, el último día que Alissa fue vista con vida. Al día siguiente, Stephanie envió un mensaje a Alissa de nuevo, informándole sobre el uso no autorizado de Sean de su teléfono. El número de Alissa respondió que estaba bajo control y que ahora tenía un bloqueo en su teléfono. Pero por supuesto, se cree que Alissa fue asesinada el 2 de diciembre, ya que fue encontrada aún con la ropa y la placa de trabajo que llevaba ese día.
Have you and Sean been in contact since y'all kind of broke off and quit living with each other?
Yes.
Okay. And how regularly are you in contact with him?
I went almost a year without speaking to him.
Okay.
And he could not handle it to a degree, and then he would contact me. And all my friends, you know, I mean, this could be me. This is why I'm like a hot mess today. Because all my friends are like, stay away from me. You need to do this, you need to do that. And I'm like, y'all don't understand. Like, I'm going to be nice because I don't ever want him having any reason to come after me. Like,
Right.
you know, I mean, he never did anything, but when somebody's about to lose everything, you don't know how desperate they're going to be. And
Okay.
it's just
And
like it.
Okay, what do you mean by lose everything?
Because he was heading back to prison.
When?
He has a felony, and he went to prison in 2015.
Okay.
And I was going to leave him then, and when he went to prison, it was over a boat.
Okay.
So, to me, I'm like, he did something wrong, but he did not murder somebody. So, I'm like, and he went to boot camp, and he came back, and I thought he was going to straighten up, and he did not. And so, when our lease was up, and I could get out of the lease with him, that's whenever I was like, I'm out, and I got away from him.
Okay.
I stayed in contact with him after that because of trying to get my deposit money back, different things like that. Like I said, just trying to stay in good graces.
Okay.
And both of the people that I know that he's dated since he's been here have contacted me about him. And I'm like, I will tell you everything I know about him, because my thing was like, whoever he goes with, I think for one part, I'm happy that he's with somebody because he's away from me, but the other part, I go back with him. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So,
Not that.
why is that? Because there's a lot of baggage coming with him.
Okay,
He's
such as?
he drinks. It just, I don't even know how to explain it. He drinks a lot. He lies a lot. And that's what I couldn't handle, is all the lies. Like, it got to the point that if he told me he was going to get us some paper, I didn't even believe that that's where he was really going. Like, that much lies. I've never seen somebody lie as much as what he lied. He just got in trouble for checks, for stealing some checks. Then he turned around and got a DUI. And so he's about to go back to prison. And he told me he wasn't going to prison. And I'm like, okay. So he told me that he was leaving. And he just said, I'm not going back to prison. And I was like, you know, I told him, I said, you're crazy to think that you're going to be able to leave the country, first of all. I mean, you have a felony. You're not. But I wasn't going to argue with him. I thought, you go to Key West, and I thought, he's either going to drink himself to death, he's going to get into some trouble because he likes to gamble, he's going to get killed. You know, I don't think he's there. Or he'll go back to prison. Like,
Right.
I mean, that's what I think was going to happen. So I got a call this morning from my friends, and when she called me, I knew something was wrong because she's never up that early. My head, you know, just went crazy.
What'd she tell you?
That he had, that his girlfriend, or the girl he was living with, was found dead.
Okay.
And they think that he did it. And that's whenever I was like freaking out.
Now, y'all been in contact off and on. In the past year, how much you've been in contact with him? Like, how often?
I mean, it's so sporadic. I mean, I even went, whenever he contacted me, I want to say in October sometime, and then I didn't, his phone got cut off, and that's when I was in conversation with Alissa.
Right.
And
We just spoke also.
yes, we spoke often, like
Okay.
probably at least weekly,
Okay.
if not, you know.
What was she saying?
She would tell me things, you know, like what he's done, what he's doing, lying, drinking. She told me that he had stole her credit card from her and went and bought some beer and, you know, things like that. And I'm like, you know, I tried to tell her, like, all my friends are telling me to get away from him. And I'm like, she said, I'm just trying to give him a place that he goes away. She said, I'm ready for him to go to jail or go do something. But, you know, she was just kind of, because he had nobody. Like,
Right.
he had no family contact, nothing.
Okay.
Not very many people that he could actually call friends. Nobody that would let him stay with them. So
Okay.
she was just trying to do that. And I'm trying to kind of encourage her, or, be a sounding board for her and trying to, help her however I could. He was planning on leaving the country, and like I told you, I didn't think he was ever going to make it. He asked if he could see me on Saturday. He said, I want to say goodbye to you. And I said, okay. Came to my house. He got there about between 6:45 and 7 o'clock, in her vehicle. And so I asked him, I said, what are you driving? And he said, it's her vehicle. And I said, why are you in her vehicle? And he said, she's gone to Mountain View. And I said, so you're in a stolen vehicle because she doesn't know that you have it. And he's like, she won't know. I'll have it back before she gets home. So we went and ate and had dinner together and just kind of talked.
Did he sing? Well,
he told me she was in Mountain View.
Okay.
And I said, what is she doing in Mountain View? Because I thought it would be weird for her to leave him at her house. I mean, I know she's done things before. She's left in there, but he said that she was with some friends or something, and that she would be back Sunday night, is what he told me.
Okay.
And he said, I want to leave before she gets home. I don't want to see her. And so he told me he couldn't get the flight out that he wanted. He wanted an original flight on Sunday, like an 11 o'clock flight or something, and there was one ticket left, and he was trying to get his friend to help him get the ticket because he doesn't have a credit card or anything. He asked me if I had money in my account to do it, and I told him no. And then the only flight left was like a 6 o'clock flight. And I said, you're never going to make it by the time you get back to Jonesboro, you pack, you drive to the airport, you got to be there early, plus you still got to get a ticket, you're never going to make it. And he said, well, I don't want to be at the house with her. And I said, well, then why don't you go get a hotel? I mean, and I know she's ready for him to go, so I'm trying to encourage him to just go. Don't, get out of her hair. And he called me last night and told me that he was pulling into the casino.
Which casino?
The Horseshoe.
Okay.
And I didn't know that until he texted me a picture of it sometime this morning, that he was going to the casino and he could get a free meal and a free room. And I'm like, you're still making bad decisions. You don't need to be at the casino, just go to the hotel, and then we can get on a plane. But of course, he does not listen to anybody. So he stayed up all night and got on the plane. And when
How time was this flight this morning?
he told me it was supposed to be leaving at 6:18.
A.M.?
Yes. When I was talking to him, I said, I thought that your plane was supposed to leave and only board 30 minutes before your plane was supposed to leave. So that's why I started questioning, like, is he just playing me? Is this plane really, But he sent a picture of a drink, and then you could see the corner of some plane or the tickets. Mm-hmm. And whenever he called, I could hear something about American Airlines in the background. So I knew he was at the airport.
Okay.
But when his flight really was leaving, I don't know. And because I made that comment about his plane should have already left. Okay. And I said, well, I've got to get in the shower and I've got to go to work. So that's whenever he texted me, whenever he landed in Miami.
Okay.
And he had put $500 on a ticket, and he thought he was doing a round trip. And I was like, why are you doing a round trip? I didn't think you would come back. And he didn't want it to look suspicious that he didn't have a round trip ticket. And I said, what does it matter at this point? You're not coming back. But like I said, I'm thinking he's just leaving because he doesn't want to go back to prison.
Right. Which true.
Yes, he didn't, but I didn't know to what degree.
Okay. When y'all were in a relationship, did he ever threaten you or anything, or was he ever violent, or?
One time, we'd gotten into an argument, and he tried to grab my phone. I was trying to remember the phone. I don't even remember what the argument was about, but he was trying to grab my phone, and I took off with it, and he grabbed me, and I fell in the kitchen and tried to wrestle my phone from me, and he got it, and then he tried to go, and when he did, he hit the, he was calling my friend. It happened to be her, and I said, you're calling to win, like you're making a phone call right now, and if she does not speak to me, I promise you she will call the police. Like everybody was ready, like everybody knew I was trying to leave and was ready for me to get out of this relationship. And so he gave me back my phone, and I called her, and she said, you know, if I don't hear from you every so often, then, you know, I will send the police there. And then that's kind of how I was able to get out of the relationship. Like, you went too far.
Okay.
I'm leaving. And
Melissa, did she say anything or mention anything such as them being in a relationship as far as any violent tendencies or anything, or anger issues?
no,
Okay.
she had never mentioned anything like that. She told me that her friends were very fearful for her. But she never mentioned that he had ever been violent with her or anything like that.
Okay.
I just know that she had told me, and, you know, like, she would tell him, you're a piece of crap, you know, and she told me, one of the last things that she said to me is that if somebody's looking for him, I'm going to tell them where he's at. And that what I'm scared of is that they got into it, and she said, I'm telling the police where you are, and he doesn't want to go back to prison, then that must be why he did it.
And I'm going to ask you this, as some tough questions I have asked.
Okay.
When he came to visit you, was there any intimacy at all?
Hugged him. No sexual relationships. None.
Okay. Anything? Any type of, other than the hug or whatnot, any other touching, petting,
No.
kissing?
No. He kissed me, like, no tongue. Like, he
Okay.
kissed me, hugged me by, and that was it. Like, I don't have those feelings. Like, no sexual relations between us before I even never moved out, and there's not been any.
Okay. Do you have any questions for me at this time? I know. Your mind's gone
Yeah.
all backward.
Yeah.
But just know, he's in custody.
I know, but I'm so scared.
About him?
Yeah.
How?
I mean, you know how people, I mean, am I going to have to face him in court? I mean,
Well, I mean,
I'm scared.
There's always a possibility we go to court. Okay? Look at me. Okay? There's always that possibility we'll have to go to court. I mean, that's part of the judicial system.
Right.
Okay? But when I say you won't be there alone,
I know, but still, like, if he knows that, I mean, did that feel like that was his way of threatening me, you know, and
listen,
it could have been me so easily.
when I tell you we have people lining up to give a testimony, we have people lining up to give us testimony. You're not the only one that told us where he was headed. So,
I mean,
again.
Yeah, but I feel I was like, when I, you know.
I understand you think, oh my God, I'm the only one. You weren't.
Okay, but
You are not the only
I
one.
just didn't want to, because I thought if it was one of my friends or my family that had been murdered, or if it was me and somebody knew, like, that's why I kept calling. I'm like, I mean, this is kind of sensitive, and I thought, you need to catch him before you get off the plane.
Yes.
And then he disappears.
Right.
You know, because he was running from that.
Right. I'll do everything I can to keep him in prison. I'll do everything I can to ensure that he is not going to harm anyone ever again. And that's what my job is. At this point, you have to be her voice. You have to be her protector. You have to be
I
her.
wish if there was anything I could have done. I mean,
What could you have done?
I don't know. Nothing that I know. I just hated this. She was trying to be a good person, and you know, you feel sorry for him. He's very charismatic and very charming, and she was trying to just, like, give him a place to stay. But I never in a million years, with anything that he's never done, would ever think that he would do that. Even though I told you, like, I did never want him to be able to have anything to retaliate against me, but I didn't. I still, if you'd have said, you think you will kill her, I would have said no.
Right. No.
But people say,
Well, it's a bad deal.
Un hombre acusado de asesinar a una mujer de Jonesboro a principios de este mes estuvo hoy en el tribunal después de ser extraditado de regreso al condado de Craighead desde Florida. Katie Woodall estuvo en la sala del tribunal hoy cuando Sean Cohn apareció en la corte por primera vez. Entonces, Katie, ¿cómo fue en la sala del tribunal?
Bueno, Amanda, la sala del tribunal estaba llena hoy para la audiencia preliminar de Sean Cohn y los amigos y la familia de Alissa Reynolds estaban en la sala para escuchar los cargos. Hoy, la fianza de Cohn se fijó en $5 millones solo en efectivo. Fue acusado de asesinato en primer grado, abuso de un cadáver, manipulación de evidencia física y varios otros cargos. Reynolds fue encontrada muerta en una casa en Brock Place el 8 de diciembre después de que amigos solicitaran un control de bienestar. Según la declaración jurada publicada hoy, Reynolds llevaba varios días muerta cuando los oficiales encontraron su cuerpo con múltiples heridas punzantes en la cara, manos y brazos. Reynolds y Cohn habían estado saliendo durante el último año y medio. Los investigadores pudieron determinar que Cohn tenía limpiado la escena del crimen y desechado pruebas. También había robado el coche de Reynolds, teléfonos móviles y tarjetas de débito y crédito. Los investigadores rastrearon a Cohn hasta Key West, Florida, donde fue arrestado en un avión y llevado de regreso a Arkansas. Cohn será procesado el 28 de febrero por el cargo de asesinato. Para la lista completa de sus cargos y todo lo que sabemos sobre esta historia, puede visitar nuestro sitio web. Por ahora, en vivo desde la sala de redacción, Katie Woodall, Hoosier Night News.
Antes de dirigirse a Florida, Sean de hecho se reunió con sus amigos, Donnie y Gina Tilton también. Incluso les mostró su lista de países de los que estaba eligiendo. Cuando Gina le preguntó si Alissa era su novia, él respondió, "No, probablemente me odia. Ella es solo una persona amable que me deja alquilar una habitación en su casa, porque sabe que estaré sin hogar si me echa". Pero luego, cuando salieron a la luz todas las pruebas y se revisó el historial de mensajes entre Alissa y Sean, parece que Stephanie Fagley tenía razón. Alissa estaba extremadamente molesta por el hecho de que Sean se había ido sin pagar de ese restaurante. Estaba descontenta con todos los problemas que Sean estaba causando y lo estaba confrontando por sus tonterías. Había tenido suficiente. Alissa había terminado con él y estaba lista para que él no estuviera más cerca. Ella quería que él se entregara, quería recuperar su vida y que él saliera de ella. Todo esto se puede ver en su historial de mensajes. Y eso fue alrededor de las 11 de la noche del 2 de diciembre. Estos probablemente fueron los últimos mensajes que realmente eran de Alissa, ya que Sean asumiría digitalmente su identidad durante los próximos. Diría que probablemente Sean llegó a casa borracho esa noche después de ser expulsado del Elks. Entró directamente y la asesinó donde estaba, a menos que, por supuesto, cometiera el crimen tan pronto como ella llegó a casa y se estuviera enviando mensajes a sí mismo desde su teléfono. Supongo que nunca lo sabremos con certeza. De cualquier manera, estas fueron las acciones de un pequeño monstruo patético y cruel. Por supuesto, eso no es lo que Sean afirmó que sucedió. Juró que llegó a casa y encontró la puerta trasera forzada y a Alissa muerta. Pero el problema con eso es, bueno, todo. Pero principalmente el hecho de que la puerta no había sido dañada en absoluto hasta que la policía vino a revisar a Alissa. Y Sean dijo que nunca reportó el cuerpo de Alissa porque tenía miedo de que nadie creyera su historia. Y tenía razón, no le creyeron. Porque Sean Cohn es un mentiroso de... Completa la frase. En blanco. De todos modos, Sean se declaró no culpable. Inicialmente, buscaban la pena de muerte, lo cual habría sido un ganar-ganar para Sean, porque una de las últimas cosas que le dijo a Alissa fue que quería morir.
Nuevo a las 6, un juez ha retirado la pena de muerte para un hombre acusado del asesinato de una mujer en Jonesboro en 2019. Según los registros judiciales en línea, la pena de muerte ha sido retirada para Sean Gregory Cohn. Cohn está acusado del asesinato de Alissa Reynolds en diciembre de 2019. Reynolds fue encontrada muerta en una casa en la cuadra 5000 de Brock Place en Jonesboro. Cohn fue arrestado en Key West, Florida, más tarde ese mes. Continuaremos siguiendo este caso y manteniéndolos informados. Última hora, a las 6, un hombre de Jonesboro es condenado a cadena perpetua sin posibilidad de libertad condicional por la muerte de una mujer de Jonesboro en 2019. Sean Cohn, de 50 años, fue declarado culpable de asesinato capital y abuso de un cadáver en la muerte de Alissa Reynolds en diciembre de 2019. En 2019, la policía de Jonesboro realizó un control de bienestar en la casa de Reynolds y al entrar encontraron a Reynolds muerta. El fiscal Keith Cressman dijo que Reynolds había estado saliendo con Cohn, Warford Los investigadores encontraron que había robado su vehículo, teléfono y tarjetas de crédito y débito. Cohn fue arrestado más tarde en Key West, Florida. Cohn también fue acusado de 2 cargos de robo de propiedad y uso fraudulento de una tarjeta de crédito o débito.
¡Qué acto innecesario y odioso! Alissa Reynolds era una mujer querida por toda su familia y amigos. Una mujer que adoraba cuidar perros. Un alma extrañada por todos los que la conocieron. Llevar, simplemente porque estaba harta de que se aprovecharan de ella. Tristemente, todos pueden aprender una lección de su pérdida. Puedes aprender a eliminar a los Sean Cohn de tu vida, o mejor, sin embargo, nunca los dejes entrar. Sean es claramente antisocial con patrones de comportamiento sociopáticos. Personas como él buscan y apuntan a aquellos que son vulnerables, aquellos que son comprensivos, aquellos a los que pueden aferrarse con sus ventosas parasitarias y drenarlos. Como dijo Stephanie Fagley, pueden ser encantadores, pueden ser carismáticos, incluso pueden ser atractivos. Está bien, Sean no era eso. Quiero decir, francamente, no veo que vio a alguien en él, pero no lo conocía y debe haber tenido algo que atrajo a las personas lo suficientemente cerca de él como para que pudiera aferrarse a sus vidas tan firmemente que les resultó difícil escapar de su control incluso años después. Escuchen el testimonio de las damas aquí en este video. Noten cómo es algo que estas personas no podían identificar exactamente, pero lo sentían. Lo sabían. Alissa lo sabía, pero ya era demasiado tarde. Descansa en paz, Alissa Reynolds. Sean apeló su caso y fue rechazado. Intentó alegar además que tenía una gran deuda de juego y que la organización a la que debía era realmente responsable del asesinato. Pero cualquiera con un buen olfato no se cree esa mierda. Si me preguntas, Dana Watkins tiene mucha suerte. Creo firmemente que cuando Sean le estaba enviando mensajes para reunirse con ella en su casa, posiblemente tenía intenciones de deshacerse de ella también. Pero algo me dice que pudo haber tenido problemas con Dana. Ella estaba lista para pelear y era perspicaz. ¿Mi consejo? Rice, ten cuidado con monstruos como Jean. Son tumores malignos para un buen alma. No seas ciego. Busca las señales. Si alguien en tu vida parece no poder seguir las reglas y rompe todas las leyes con total desprecio mientras no muestra conciencia, y tiene el hábito de no asumir ninguna responsabilidad por sus acciones, si están apagando la luz de tu vida cada vez que están cerca de ti y te hacen sentir miserable consumiendo cada onza de tu presencia. Paz, sin importar cuán encantadores sean, sin importar cuánto creas que los amas y ellos te aman a ti, sin importar cuán atractivos se vean o no. Detente y haz lo único que puedes. Corre. Soy el señor Black y esto es un crimen.